With Matt and Bubba finally getting their hands on a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, we delve into the pros and cons of each console that they've noticed this week. I haven't made the leap to the PS5 yet, but I've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so you won't see me complaining. After 8 to 13-hour days of streaming with their new consoles to share their initial experiences with the Love Thy Nerd community, Matt and Bubba are ready to discuss the new current-gen consoles. And that's what we want to talk about this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network.
Hey, welcome to the Free Play Podcast. My name is Bubba Stallcup, and joined with me are a couple of my friends and founders and co-hosts here at Love Thy Nerd, Matt Warmbier.
What do you do?
And Kate Katawaki.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
You're not supposed to do that.
Why?
You can't clap by yourself.
I don't want to. Yeah, that's.
But I don't have the drum that Michael has in his office, so I can't.
Well, that's your opinion. Hey, we are Love Thy Nerd, and we're part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. If you want to know more information about what it is that we do here with LTN, please do us a favor and go to lovethynerd.com. Check out all the cool stuff that we have, amazing articles. We've got more podcasts. We've got video content, just a ton of stuff. We got a radio station.
You won't
pretty dope.
regret it if you go to the website.
I guess it depends on where you go on the website.
That's
If you go to lovethynerd.com/freeplay,
That's
all
like
of your
the-
wildest dreams will
You
come
might
true.
be a little disappointed. Oh, right, yeah.
No.
Sorry.
I've heard that's like the strongest page on the website. So.
It's the milkshake, right? Brings all the boys to the
I
yard.
don't know if it is.
Don't say that.
No, I think that the strongest
Get
page on
excited.
our website is that Koi Koi article. I think
Okay, that's
that
the
is
one.
still
Yeah, we're the bottom.
Probably.
yeah. Well, hey, as we open up here, Matt's got he's got a sad story.
Yeah.
It's not funny, so don't listen.
No,
Sorry.
No, I'm telling everybody else.
it's not what I expected, honestly.
Well, hold on. Before you get into that, I was leading in. It was a lead in.
Okay.
Before you get into that, if you are watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/lovethynerd, we record these free play episodes just about every Friday. I say just about because we're going to get to a point where we take a break here very soon.
Yeah.
And I think that we decided Giving Tuesday is our
yes, we
last
did.
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
So Matt's working on when all that is going to go down. He is in charge of all the stream schedule stuff, and he's going to figure out the time slot for that. But Tuesday, December the 1st is the last day that we're going to be doing for 2020 Free Play Live here on Twitch.
Yes.
So,
And then we'll be back
we'll be back
Later
at some
on.
date in January usually.
some-ish date in January. We're going to wait for the kids to go back to school. But that being said, speaking of Giving Tuesday, we're going to be doing a probably 15 plus hour stream here on twitch.tv/lovethynerd. And we want you to come and be a part of that. In the meantime, like between now and then, if you are subbed to our Twitch channel at any tier, that can be somebody gifts you a sub, or you have a Prime sub that you have claimed for the month, or you sub at tier 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter. So long as you are subbed during this month before December the 1st, you can type !dibs in the chat, and you have a chance to win an Xbox Series X.
It is true.
Oh, mama, see, it's
So
right
get
here.
your dibs
It's right
in.
here near me. It's
Yeah, I mean, like
looking at me.
we waited until we had it physically in hand, just in case any shenanigans happened.
Yeah. Well, the corner of the box is kind of ever so
That
slightly
wasn't
dented.
me.
But
That wasn't
me.
That
When
wasn't
I
Matt.
saw
No,
it,
that wasn't
I was
you.
angry.
But that doesn't mean that the Xbox is any less amazing on the
It's-
inside.
Right. I
It is
yelled at him.
so great. Did you?
No.
What did you
is
yell?
This trash.
Get off my lawn.
gross. Give me a dent box.
I want a
Amateur
refund.
hours? No, thank you.
Also, if you're subbed, you can be chatting right here in
Yep.
Twitch as we're doing this. So all of our podcast stuff here on Twitch is going to be sub chat only. We got to make some incentives, right?
Also, we'll be taking a question from one of you guys for the end of the episode. So use that chat privilege.
Yep.
And if you have any questions, just throw it in there. I'll try to remember to write it down to ask. To cover it at the end, we'll pick one.
Yep.
So
That's it. That's gonna be our-
congratulations. I'm so
Those
happy
are-
for you guys.
Those are going to be our closers for each one of these free play episodes that we do here on Twitch.
unless we have a better story.
Well, we'll just make it up, be like, oh, hey, thanks, Kyle Matthews, for asking about, Kate's day or whatever. She has a crazy story to say. So we'll use them in the chat. We'll at least give them, we'll give them credit for something they didn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt, Lavender Brown.
Oh. First, just give a reminder of who Lavender Brown is.
So Lavender Brown.
I like that you said who.
Who, buddy?
She is a
Who body Lavender Brown?
person. She's a person.
So Lavender Brown was one of our chickens. And Lavender Brown was the one that
Spoiler
got
alert.
sick a couple months ago and we thought was going to die. She didn't die from whatever was happening to her. She had stayed in the coop for weeks. She barely ate. She barely drank. Most of the chickens that get sick in this way, egg locked. What is it?
Egg bound, but I don't think that was what was
Egg bound.
happening to
We
her
don't-
because
we-
I
right.
Thinking
think
of landlocked. Yeah.
I think she
so-
would have died way earlier on if
Well,
that's what happened to her.
we don't know what happened to her exactly. So, anyway, she
autopsy is
lived. She got
necessary.
around. She mostly looked better. They all look gross right now because they're molting, so they look disgusting. They're not cute. But
They
so
do
that's
look
Lavender
gross.
Brown. Yesterday, I was getting ready to go live. Just got the PlayStation. I was had been waiting all day for it. Finally came. I sit down. I get all the scenes set up. I'm ready to go, and then I hear this blood-curdling scream come from the kitchen, and a lot of commotion, a lot of running and doors slamming, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? I thought somebody I honestly wasn't sure what happened. I thought one of the kids was hurt, maybe.
So did you get out of your chair to go?
I did, yes, I did.
Okay.
And I got to the back door, and Aaron was like, I don't know what to do. I can't kill it. I cannot kill it. You're gonna have to kill her. And I was like, kill who? That she's like, a hawk just came and grabbed the chicken. And I looked out here and I chased it away. You're gonna have to kill the chicken because I can't do it. This chicken will not live. And I
Oh, she wanted you to kill the chicken.
Yes,
I
'cause
thought
the
you wanted.
chicken-
She was asking you to kill the hawk.
No, the chicken was too gravely injured and needed to
Yes.
be,
Yes.
Got it.
So I look outside, and now all of my kids are wailing. 4/5 are wailing, and just they're standing at the back windows and screaming outside, and they come out too. And I look over, and the chicken, you see a couple, she's trying to get up, and then she died right there. I didn't have to do anything, thankfully, because I don't know if I could do it. She's because Aaron's I don't
Your
think.
presence alone was enough to
Yeah,
kill
she's
her.
Aaron's I don't think I can break her neck. I just can't. I can't do it.
Well,
with
Aaron
that
already
machete.
tried, and it.
I'm
Well,
sorry. What?
Aaron already tried to break the
Not-
neck. Yeah, she
not on
did. We
purpose.
covered it on this podcast before.
on
She
purpose.
tried,
Oh,
and it
okay,
just
not in that
didn't.
instance.
Yeah.
It didn't
She's a
take-
stiff-necked chicken.
Yeah.
Don't just.
So Aaron's we have that machete. I was like, that machete is not sharp enough to do this. And then
It's
that's when
wooden.
I saw machete. No, get out of here.
Oh man.
So the hawk had come, and there were feathers everywhere, and kind of ripped up all of Lavender Brown's neck area, and it was over. So Aaron and the kids buried Lavender Brown in the yard while I streamed here on Twitch, and yeah, it was.
So you were in here streaming while there was a funeral going on outside.
Yeah, and
it
first
was a
off-
funeral for a bird.
First off,
It was a
Erin
funeral for a
didn't
bird. as
Judge how
Creed
big
Bratton
the
would say.
hole needed to be, so she dug it, placed the chicken gently in there, but the hole wasn't big enough, and rigor mortis had already set in, so the bird's legs were sticking straight up in the air. No, so,
Oh my gosh.
I said don't laugh.
I know. But
I've been
that part's
laughing
a
this
little
whole
funny.
time, and I.
That part's a little funny. So we're down one chicken, Lavender Brown. May she rest in peace. We should have let the hawk take the bird. Hawks.
Yeah,
need
that
food.
probably. circle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yep. There you go. Rest in peace, Lavender Brown. Hope you're.
That is tragic.
pour one out for Lavender
Yeah.
Brown today,
Yeah.
folks.
Pour 'em out.
Pour
That's
it
right.
out.
On to bigger and better backyards.
Jeez. Well, I hope that everybody else is doing a better job of taking care of their chickens.
I am.
We hadn't had any trouble with hawks. Get out
Ours
of
are
here.
fine across the street. Kate's are fine.
Mine are fine.
No,
they
Kate's-
hang out with the hawks.
Yeah, right. They do. Kate
Hey,
had
hawk
one
There
that
was
died.
one right on the light, and the chicken was right underneath, and he was fine.
Well, you tried.
Did you?
Right.
Here's a bigger question. Did you tell Lavender Brown about Jesus? You knew she was dying
I'm
for
sure.
months.
I'm sure.
Did
Penny
you
did.
say? Are
sure
you
Penny
sure? Because now
Yeah.
you don't know.
I'm sure somebody out there at least
Penny
said
did.
the name of Jesus.
Penny
you-
did, so.
Okay.
Oh, 100% Penny did.
And then
Okay,
Penny,
thank goodness.
after
I
it
just
all
wanted to
happened,
check.
like, Penny was like, Jesus can make her alive. Jesus can make her alive. And Aaron was like, well, Jesus isn't here right now to lay his hands on her, so.
Lavender Brown. Lay hands on
Penny.
Lavender
So then,
Brown.
and then
Penny is the best.
Ezra and Penny like were crying. Then Ezra went and got the Bible and started reading like the end of
Oh my
Revelation, where like he'll wipe away every tear and like new heaven,
Wow.
new earth. Yeah, it was a teaching moment.
Everybody got saved all over again.
This is
Yeah.
actually brilliant. I love it.
Well, I can't wait to cut this conversation short. Hey, we have got to take a break. But we'll be back with more of the Free Play podcast here in just a moment. We are going to be talking when we come back about the games that we have been playing. And we'll be talking about Matt and I specifically in the segment following that,
Yeah.
how we've been playing those games.
This segment will be all about me.
Kate is basically going to take this one to the house. So stick around for more of
Take it
the
to the
Free
house,
Play
take it to the house.
podcast.
What up, nerd? We hope you're enjoying the podcast. But did you know that Love Thy Nerd showcases most of their content on LTN Radio first? That's right. Check the schedule and listen to most of our shows before they're available here over at ltnonair.com. And while you're streaming, you'll also hear the best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie, and even some content made exclusively for our radio listeners. Stream directly from ltnonair.com or download the Live 365 app and favorite LTN Radio. And let us become your new daily soundtrack. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. My name's Bubba. I'm joined with Matt and Kate, a couple of my co-founders here of Love Thy Nerd. And we are live on Twitch right now. So be sure that if you are on Twitch at 3 p.m. Eastern Time,
Ish.
if you're near a computer-ish.
Or a
that-
phone, a cell phone also.
Yeah,
Device.
a device,
Yeah, device.
video device.
Oh, video device. Oh,
Yeah, you know,
Okay, it's
yeah.
getting narrower and
Okay,
narrower
okay.
the more.
Zune.
they're kind of popular. Yeah.
Zune.
You want to go to twitch.tv/lovethynerd. Make sure that you hit the follow button and then the bell so you know when we go live. But I'm telling you, one of the times that we're going to be live, about 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're doing this live right here in front of a live studio audience.
Yes.
And so if you are subbed to the channel, you also get a chance to get in on all that action. And if you're just now joining us either on Twitch or podcast or on LTN Radio, ltnonair.com, we're also doing a giveaway between now and December the 1st, 2020. If you're listening to this anytime
Year
in the
of our
future.
Lord.
I don't think so. I don't think that's accurate.
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah,
It might not actually be the 1 year that has not been the year of the Lord.
It might be the year of the Dark Lord, if we're being real.
Father of
but-
Darkness.
If you're here and you sub in between that time before December the 1st, 2020, then you can type I can do this.
Yeah,
You
I
can
can-
type
going.
exclamation point dibs in the chat.
There you go.
And you'll get a chance to win an Xbox Series X that we're giving away and we are shipping out on December the 2nd. So
Including some other random stuff from Matt's house.
unless somebody local wins it, Matt, if somebody in your
It's
area
gonna
wins it,
be-
they can just
It's gonna be.
pick it up.
Avon won it. He dibsed it.
Oh wow, okay. Well,
A little too close to home there.
yeah, not a
Fine.
sponsor.
I'll walk it over. That's fine.
Well, seems like a lot of work. Hey, let's talk about the things that we've been playing. We like to do that here on the Free
Let's
Play
start with Kate.
Podcast.
We love to do that. We love to do that.
And Kate's been playing.
Yeah, well, here's what I was going to tell you earlier, Bubba, but save it for the podcast.
Oh
Now's the
yeah, I
time.
can't wait.
As you know, I pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Like legit.
I legit pre-ordered it, not the day
Legit.
before. I pre-ordered it like however long before. You would assume that that would mean that it would arrive on release day, would you not?
No, not for you.
Well, it didn't. So I
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Where did you pre-order it from?
Amazon.
Internet, dude.
That's the problem.
Well, now I've learned my lesson because I pre-ordered it on Amazon.
You pre-ordered it from the Amazon.
The Amazon. The
Yeah,
legit
that's your
one.
problem.
Not Smile.
You got to go to smile.amazon.
I did not go to
Are you freaking
smile.amazon.lovethinerd because
Not river.amazon.com.
I forgot. They make you do it like a bunch of times. That's not the point. The point is that I did all this work for like a week before to make sure that I could basically take the entire day off the day that Valhalla came out to play it. Then it did not come that day.
Oh, you didn't get it day one?
I didn't get it day one. And I was checking the orders, like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You know, like I was starting to get really anxious. And it said, first it was like, oh, it'll be here by 11 p.m. Then it said by 9 p.m. And I'm like, oh, it's getting closer. I mean, those are not ideal times like for this game.
11 p.m.?
But I wasn't going to complain. That's way past my bedtime.
Do they actually deliver at 11 p.m.?
I've never had that happen before. But
Okay.
But either way, I was like, whatever. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to get the game. I'm getting it on day one. Then I checked to be like, oh, it's coming, you know, and it said, we're sorry, your package has been delayed. We do not know when it will arrive. It could arrive tomorrow. If it doesn't arrive after 2 days, you're eligible for a refund. And I was devastated inside. I was laying on the floor face down, like.
I think it's called prostate.
Proselytizing.
There's a picture that Tyranny posted of her son Caleb laying on the floor, and it looks exactly like what I was doing. Yeah. I need to recreate the picture and then compare it to Caleb's photo.
I can see it. I was
so sad. I was laying on the floor going, oh, it didn't come. And Steven's like, well, maybe you should have got it like from another place where you could have picked it up. And
I just imagine Steven standing over you and going, this is the woman I love. This is like why I'm
devastated because Assassin's Creed Valhalla didn't come on day one. There are bigger problems in the world, and I was so upset that it didn't come. It ended up coming the next day, but then here's the weirder part. I got a call, you know, on the phone from that Seattle number that I realized just now is Amazon calls, because I've ignored the call so many times and now I know it's Amazon.
Okay.
So I frantically answer. I'm like, hello, and. It was
Assassin's Creed.
Who is it?
It was a guy. It was clearly like the driver. He was like, do you still want your package? I'm like, yeah. When's it going to get here? And he's like, oh, I'm 5 minutes away.
What time was this?
11.
I have so many questions.
No, AM the next day.
Do you still want your package?
Yeah. And then when I said, where is it? He said, I'm 5 minutes away. So if I had said, no, I don't want it, would he have just turned around?
Yeah.
What's your question?
Okay. Why does Amazon call you?
Because
I've got a call from Amazon.
Here's why they call is because they're like, where do we deliver your package? People cannot deliver
at my house. Thank you.
To my house because of where my house is and what it.
Kate,
shares.
You got to remember, Kate lives in Waterworld. Okay.
I live by the water plant, so they're like, oh, do we take it to the water plant? And I'm like, no, you give it to me at my house. And they're like, so we put it in front of the water plant. And I'm like, no, you give it to me at my house.
Throw it in the water. Throw it in the water, please.
This is I put in, you know, you can put the directions in on Amazon, like delivery instructions. It's all in there. But what matters most is not, you know, the situation. What matters is that I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's in my hands. I've put some time into it.
How many times?
2 times.
Okay. How much time each time?
Couple hours.
Kate,
I've made it past.
Specific question.
I don't know. You know that
a couple of hours.
She loses track of time.
Are we talking like my couple of hours or Matt's couple of hours?
Not neither of your couple of hours. Ugh. My couple of hours, which is like 3 hours.
Okay.
That's more than usually my couple hours is.
So
Matt's couple of hours is an hour.
Your couple of hours is 8 hours. So
no, my couple of hours is 8 hours also. Bubba's is 13 and a half couple hours.
That was how long?
2 days in a row.
Yeah. Save it for the podcast.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I like the game. It's fun. There were some audio issues, some weird stuff, but it went away when I restarted my PlayStation in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I was literally begging and laying on the rug.
Yeah, beggars actually are choosers.
You weren't begging, you were buying.
I like the game. if you liked Odyssey or Origins, you will probably like this game as well, at least from what I'm seeing so far.
What if I like Animal Crossing?
You won't like this game.
You're gonna love it.
You won't like this
The other
game.
AC, thank you, air conditioning.
Yeah, just wait till KK Slider comes to your Viking
wait
ship.
until once KK comes to your settlement, then you'll know that
There it
the
is.
credits
And
were rolled.
you've won, yeah. Okay, great. I'm in. Send it to me.
So, fun game so far. I'm on my way to England right now. No spoilers. Everyone knew that.
In real life?
I didn't know that.
In real life.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't know that you go to... Well, I guess how would either of you know?
I don't know
You
jack squat. I'd ask about Animal Crossing.
I know. So
Yeah.
you don't really... There's some... From what I've experienced so far, it feels like some of the best of... Or things that people really liked about the other games. They made like a conscious effort to include it in these games. Like, I have a little boat, a little long ship. There's like the sea shanty type things, but like a Norse version of that.
Oh yeah, like
For
Skyrim stuff.
these... Yeah, the soundtrack is killer. Even Steven was there and he walked through the room. He's like, this soundtrack is awesome. I'm like,
Better than
Baller?
SnowRunner? I don't think so.
Yeah.
you know what?
probably not.
SnowRunner, he hasn't even touched SnowRunner. And I also don't put that game in my shelf of games because I like don't want it to bring down the level of the other games. So
Really?
You don't want the other games to know it's there.
Gross.
it's in with the DVD box. It's not with the games.
Under the couch.
It's not with the good games. So they really cleaned up the map. From what I've seen, it's not like there's so many icons of things that it's anxiety provoking. It's really like clean cut. There's like this marker means this color marker means things in like this type of like genre. So this might be the Assassin's Creed for either of you to get into if
I'm
you ever wanted
interested.
to play one.
I'm interested for sure.
I need to get some more. I know you'll have questions about some of this stuff because they do refer to some of the previous games and like this lore. So, which you will have no idea, but
Does it?
You have
Let me ask
the
you. Let me ask
expert.
you this, Kate. I am going to interrupt. I'm going to be super rude.
Well,
So you
I was ending
told-
anyway.
Fair enough. You've told us a lot about like how it's Viking-y.
Yes.
All right. And personally, about the only thing I know about Vikings is that they're a purple football team from Minnesota. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, that's what the game's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
And so you just let me know when they're playing the Patriots, and I'll be sure to tune in.
okay, I'll keep an eye out on the storyline.
But how is this Assassin's Creed? What's the Assassin's Creediness of it?
That's what I'm getting into
Okay.
right now, the way that it's unfolding. So, like, if you were a fan of modern day stuff, there is that with like the same character. Again, these are not spoiler things. These are things that anyone who would do any research in Assassin's Creed would find out.
Okay.
It's tying it to some of the like older games, so some of the Assassin's Creed order that was in like the Middle East area, which is where the Ezio trilogy ends.
Okay.
Ezio is like the first assassin or the second assassin in the series that had 3 games. What was I saying?
Football.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed stuff. Yeah,
No,
touchdown.
it's the story is kind of like pushing some of the stuff from the older games, the really older games, like the origins of where stuff happened, not from Egypt, as in the Assassin's Creed Origins game, but from the actual origins of the series. Like these 2 guys from the Middle East like showed up in this long ship, and you can tell they're assassins right away. And I was like, "Ooh, what's going on
the
with these guys?
assassins. Get 'em.
Come on, like
the
tell me
sea
what's
shanty.
going on."
All y'all.
So do you feel like so nothing that you've done up until this point, and you put, we'll say 6 hours into it,
Sure.
okay? Nothing that you've done up until this point is Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I've assassinated some people in the bushes.
Right.
Well,
But like,
that's a Vikings Creed.
is it? Are we talking like Abstergo and like your
Yes.
all of that? So like you're in the memories of somebody.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I've just started to uncover is like, where are we? Why this person?
Does this person feel like they're a part of the Brotherhood?
Not yet.
Okay. So I guess that's my question, and kind of seeing like where it's going. If you're just now meeting assassins, maybe
Yeah,
you get
you're
recruited.
not in it. You're not in it. So I'm still
Okay.
trying to see where the story like kind of like crosses together.
Because a lot of the other games, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
but a lot of the
a
other
lot of
games, like
things.
they drop you in, and you're already in the
In
you're already
some,
in the Brotherhood.
in some, yes. In some, a couple, not majority of them.
No,
No,
really.
no.
Like the memories of the person you're in, they're not already in the Brotherhood.
Spoiler
No.
freaking alert here.
No.
Because I
That's
played
part of it.
I
It's
played
like-
1. I've played 2. I've played Black Flag.
In Black Flag, you didn't start out though as an assassin. You were a pirate, and then there was a dude on the beach, Duncan Walpole, and you killed him, took his blade and his clothes, and then you became sort of a fake assassin.
Well,
and then you became a real one.
I'm the assassin now.
So I don't know. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys know what I think of the game in regards to if either of you would enjoy it. You might have to finish the game to get the most out of it, so Bubba might be excluded.
I got YouTube.
Hey,
I'm
I feel
fine.
pretty good. I've been finishing some games here and there.
Have you?
Yeah, sure. yeah. Streets of Rage 4. I finished that one.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we finished.
Well,
games.
you
don't even.
You didn't finish.
You had to do some work without me because I did work without you.
On the final boss, yeah, I had to do basically the whole fight.
Well, I don't
by
like
myself.
final bosses,
Hey,
so that's probably why.
What are best friends for?
That's right. Thank you. Thanks, Swanky Raindrop, wherever you are.
Swank Raindrop.
Unbelievable. You let Bubba do all the hard work.
That's the name of my
What
Xbox.
else is new?
I let everybody name my Xbox when we were setting it up, and
Can you change the name?
Oh yeah, Swanky Raindrop is the name of my Xbox.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
How you do it? I can't do it with a beard.
You don't have a beard.
Well, pokes. I can't do it without pokes.
Yeah, I don't know
hurts.
if that's a beard.
You don't. Yeah, what you have is not a beard.
That's a raindrop.
Keep trying. It's riveting
It
podcast
sounded
material.
good
Keep
to me.
going.
I mean, it is a
does. It does sound good.
that raindrop.
Feeling hot,
You
hot,
can't
hot.
get. Kate, well, I'm glad
trying to
you're enjoying
smile.
your game. You can't. It hurts.
Yeah, you guys
man.
here for
Bruising
this?
My
Yeah,
face.
this is-
I'm bruising my
got?
face.
Hey Matt, what have you been playing?
Oh.
Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man Miles Morales. I take it back. I did
Now you play
start.
something
I
else.
did restart God of War.
Praise the Lord.
Later last week, and I just figured like everyone loves it. It's on everyone's like top games of the last decade. I'm like, I just gotta play it. So I've now made it just past where I was the first time I played. So don't even know where I'm gonna go now.
Can you give me a hint as to what that is? Where you're at?
I just saw the giant water serpent in the water,
Okay.
and I'm now like moving past that. So it's pretty close to where I was before.
What did you think of that? Because that was in some of like the trailers and like some of the reveal stuff was stuff about that. What did you think?
I wanted to ride it. I don't know. It's fine.
All right.
I thought I was gonna fight it.
No.
I thought I was gonna fight it.
No.
The world serpent. That's what it's called, right? World serpent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about playing it. I know Spider-Man is not super long. I will probably make it a longer game than they say. They're saying like 10 hours, and I don't believe that. It's gonna.
You should be done with it already then.
Really close. And I'm probably 40% done, but I'm also trying to be a completionist. So
Yeah.
I will platinum this game, but it's gonna take me a longer time because to platinum this game, you have to actually beat it on New Game Plus as well.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a trophy
Well.
you get on New Game Plus. So God of War is fun. It's probably one I will not. It's one I will not play on stream, sadly.
No.
Because it's kind of crass. And Spider-Man, I don't know how much we're going to talk about this in the next segment, but Spider-Man is awesome. I'm loving it. It picked up right where the last one left off, sort of. Maybe a little bit of time
Okay.
has passed. Like now it's
We
Christmas.
should have played it again, man. Should have played
The last
through.
one. I know.
Yeah.
Well, he can't go back now and redo it. It's
I
too
can't
late
because I have the
now.
remastered with fake Spider-Man head. Okay,
I know. I was
fake
that-
Spider-Man
No,
head.
It's not fake. It's like when they redid the Star
It
Wars.
is.
They put Hans Christian Andersen in as the Anakin. Yeah.
I mean,
Get out of here. So it's fine. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going through Spider-Man. I'm gonna finish it, and then I'll end up probably going back and playing the first one again because it's a
Yeah, you
longer
will.
game. It's just like the thought of like, I guess I don't need to think this way. I don't need to go back and platinum the first Spider-Man. I don't have to.
No,
get
you already did
everything.
it.
I've already
You
done
already
it.
did
So the idea of doing all that work was like I think what kind of kept me like back a little bit. But I'm ready to keep playing Spider-Man. I'm going to be doing that later today.
After we're done here,
Yep.
like almost immediately, we'll stop.
so should I get it, Matt?
Yes. Just don't buy
Okay.
the copy I did because I accidentally bought
because it's his.
the I bought the deluxe game that came with Spider-Man Remastered and bonus stuff, and I didn't mean to. It happened. Then it was too late, so now look at me. I'm the owner
So
of...
you didn't notice that you bought something that was more expensive.
It was like I was already putting the card in the machine
you were
before I
throwing
realized
money
what I was
around
paying. I was paying twice as much than
The
it was.
machine.
I was putting my card. I went to the GameStop and I pre-ordered it, and then it was in, and I was like, well, too late now. It's over.
Yeah, you can't. No takesies, backsies.
No takesies, backsies. So
Deluxe edition it is.
the deluxe edition. I'll be playing that later today. Bubba, what about you?
Okay, Matt and I got PS5 and Xbox Series X. We're going to be talking about in the next section. And
Bragging camp.
yes, it's going to be a lot of bragging camp.
I have questions, so I can't wait to talk.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Just wait.
Save them for the podcast. And so in doing that, I basically started playing one game. It's this new game called Beyond Light.
Is that the full name of what it's called?
That's Dynasty 2.
Because it seems like
I think it's
there's-
enough. Like it's enough to call it Beyond Light. Like it's Destiny 2 Beyond Light. It's a brand new DLC. And I have put 27, maybe more, maybe 30 hours already into
You're
that game.
ridiculous. You're absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I
For
had the
real.
opportunity to stream
Yeah.
forever. And so
Which you did. I checked
yeah.
on you 5 times and you were
Yeah.
still going.
yeah. The first day, launch day, I streamed 13 and a half hours, almost 14 hours. And then the day after that, I streamed about 11 hours, something
Ridiculous.
like that. 11 and a half hours.
Did Anna bring you food or did you fast?
She
for the
did.
whole time?
No, I was, man, that first day, Matt, you were there for some of it. Like that first day felt like my birthday. Like she brought me really awesome, like a really awesome meal. She was bringing me like snacks. She brought me drinks. It was like, really
She was
set-
pulling an Aaron Warmbier because Aaron always brings Matt snacks.
Oh
and food
man,
and that.
I loved it, and I would stream like that all the time if I could. I was talking to Tyranny about it, and I was like, I would do this. This is fun for me. Just getting on, hanging out with people, running people through stuff. Like that's what I love. But played that and played a lot of it. I started watching this this series called Evil on Netflix. I guess it's a CBS series.
You had time to watch Netflix?
I watch it late at night. So here's what you got to know about me. I have been like chugging coffee, and so I'm just up. Like
Now,
just up.
who's the Matt?
Oh, how the turntables.
How the Matt tables have turned.
So last night I started watching. Again, it's on Netflix. It's called Evil. It's a CBS thing. It's a really interesting story. It's like the Catholic Church has hired this group of people. One of them, he has like a very spiritual mindset about things, and they're like investigating like demon possessions and miracles and like all sorts of stuff, like all these things that the Catholic Church legitimately does go out and they check on these things to validate. And they hire another person. Actually, his team has 2 other people on it, and both of them are spiritual skeptics. So it really helps to balance out. We're not trying to prove everything is possession or a miracle. We're trying to balance it out, and it's drama-y kind of a deal. It's really fun. Yeah, it's starring Michael Coulter from Luke Cage. So it's a great show. I liked it. I really did. And then not kind of middle but not least.
Middle but not least.
I started playing.
Also, but again.
To the least of these, as Jesus would say.
Lavender Brown.
That's right.
I started playing Quantum Break, and that was a game that I really, really, really wanted to play. And so I did. I started playing it, and I really enjoy it. It's fun. It's not real stream friendly, but I play it on stream anyway. And
I
so,
know.
Oh my.
Okay,
And I might
can,
not-
Can I go back real fast? I'm going to go back real fast, okay? So I guess this would be day 2, and there was like a, middle of the day, you were streaming. I just had it on lurk. Like I had lurking on my phone. I had like the computer was up, and I just left it.
Wow.
And I left this room, and I was like, I'm going to take a nap. Erin had just left. She went to get like some groceries or ran an errand or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take a nap. I'm like, hey, everyone, I'm taking a nap. If you need me, I'm right in here. Don't go outside. whatever. So I'm sleeping. About 35, 40 minutes go by, and Avon's like, hey, Penny's watching Bubba's stream. I was like, so? What was he watching?
Penny, no!
What was he watching? What was he watching? He's like, well, he's playing a game she probably shouldn't be watching. I was like, where's she?
Yeah.
What is it? And I came here, I was like, Gears.
Oh, Gears?
Yeah.
Bubba, are you kidding me?
Gears is fine. Gears is fine. So like you can actually go into the settings in Gears of War, and I also was playing Gears 5, and you can turn off mature content. You can turn off like language. You can turn off gore, all that stuff. And so she's fine on that.
Well, it seems like Penny has seen some gore lately as well.
But Quantum Break, you cannot. And so I do want to play that game. That might kind of be like an after hours kind of a deal.
After the party.
There's a Quantum Break.
Yeah.
And so
okay. Well, that's good because she was watching Gears, and I was like, Penny, come on.
she should be fine.
Come on.
She'll be fine. Yeah. Well, anyway, hey, we're out of time for this segment. Those are some of the games that we've been playing. Please, please, please let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at FreePlayPodcast. Let us know what you have been playing so that maybe we could play with you, or we can play alongside of you, or something like that. We want to play these games and have conversations with you about them. So let us know there on Twitter, here in the Twitch chat, on the Facebook, anywhere that you find us. Just let us know what it is that you're doing and playing and watching, reading, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yep, I love books.
Never heard of her. And we want to do some of that stuff alongside of you. So we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking all about the PlayStation 5, all about the Xbox Series X, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and our actual hands-on experiences with these brand new current gen consoles. We're not next gen anymore. It's current gen. We're here. It's
we
landed.
Arrived.
So stick around for more of the Free Play Podcast.
This week in nerdy news, this is LTNN. It's been no secret that Nintendo has moved a lot of Switches this year, largely thanks to all of us being cooped up in our homes because of the pandemic, and of course timed it perfectly with the release of Animal Crossing. But while everyone was paying attention to what Microsoft and Sony were doing with their new consoles this month, Nintendo had their best month ever for the Switch. In October, they sold almost 750,000 new Switch consoles. And of course, that just continues a 23-month streak in which the Switch has been the highest-selling console in the American market. But of course, the Xbox also saw its largest launch ever. Debuting last Tuesday, the Series X and its all-digital counterpart Series S are sold out at most major retailers, with Microsoft execs promising a resupply soon. The Xbox Series X does have the advantage of initially launching in 37 countries, which is almost 3 times as many as the Xbox One launch in 2013. But even so, in order to have beaten the previous sales record set by the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X must have shipped over 1 million units on launch day alone. Growing up, one of my favorite superheroes was, of course, none other than Darkwing Duck. And the terror that flaps in the night is making a comeback with a new reboot early in development at Disney Plus, with Seth Rogen as one of the executive producers. Of course, Darkwing Duck has made a few appearances on the DuckTales reboot, and frankly, if they put as much care into this new Darkwing Duck as they have the new DuckTales, I think we're all in for a treat. And finally, a couple exclusive streaming updates. The Steve Carell and Greg Daniels vehicle Space Force has been greenlit for a second season on Netflix to begin production in 2021. And Disney Plus has given us a start date for WandaVision. It kicks off on Disney Plus on January 15th. Great way to start the new year. That is going to do it for this week in Nerdy News. I've been Station Manager Matt, and this is LTNN.
Welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. I'm Bubba, joined here with Matt and Kate.
Matt? Oh, shoot. I thought we were
okay.
There.
Matt doesn't actually listen to me. He just kind of,
I was
waits
getting ready.
for...
I was jumping in. It's like how I read. Like, I don't fully read a sentence. Like, I was like, kind of guess what it's going to be.
Is that a Michael Scott quote? Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to say, but I start talking and see what happens.
That's basically it, yeah. Hey,
Never under any circumstances ever should you ever. Yeah, that was Michael Scott. Okay, so hey, this segment here, we are talking about the current gen consoles. They're not next gen anymore. We have arrived. The future is now. And so, Matt, I'm going to let you start, man. I know that I got it first and I streamed first,
Yep.
but I feel like you have a little bit more to talk about.
Yeah. So as we're recording this, I just got the PlayStation 5 yesterday around midday, and initial thoughts, like, I love it. It is.
Oh.
I do. I love it. Like, initially, like,
What a twist!
Like, it's crazy, right? I feel like they, like, where Bubba, you talked about how Xbox didn't really change the menus. Like, you've already had those before. Like, you were just comfortability. Like, you're just in. Like, where PlayStation took what they were doing before, at least as far as like these menus and these like how they're doing their apps and things like that. Like, took it and just kind of twisted it a little bit and made it, I feel like, better. There are some things I'm getting used to, like button presses. Like, when you want to turn off your PlayStation 4, you hold the PS button to put it into rest mode or, off.
Okay.
With this, like, if I'm in a game and I want to turn it off, I tap it and then I go and turn it off or put it in rest mode. I've done several times now where I've like tried to turn it off. I'm holding the button and I get to a screen and I'm like, there's no power here. You have no power here.
You have no power.
So it's like minor things like that. Like, it's fine. It's not big. Like, that's not a big deal. The controller is awesome. The controller.
Let's just talk about the controller for a second.
Yeah, I have questions.
I know.
So let's
I'm having
see.
a hard time like explaining, because once you like, it's just hard to like describe until you feel it. Like, I'll describe it to you, like, that I understand that, but when you actually use it, you're like, now I get it. So the vibration, the rumble, you've all played with the Switch Pro controller, right? Or even
it's
I guess
got
a
haptic
Joy-Con.
feedback. Yeah,
it has like the HD rumble, and I feel like that's kind of what you're feeling here. Like, different parts of the controller will vibrate kind of as you're doing different acts. Like, if I'm walking through grass on an angle, like, it kind of like goes through the controller. It feels like, and then it vibrates in different ways. Like, when I was playing Astro's Playground. What's his name?
Astrid.
Yep. His playground. His playground.
Another Office reference.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll stop with the Office references.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll today.
Like, you're going through like wet grass and it kind of vibrates in a way. You're going over mud or you're going over concrete. Like, it starts to, like, every footstep you're feeling kind of like these vibrations. The triggers, like, it has the haptic. Is this a haptic trigger? Is that what those ones are?
I think it's a haptic trigger. Yeah.
The
special resistance.
The special resistance triggers. It took a little bit to get used to it. But I don't.
How
think,
so? Like, what did it take for you to get used to?
I feel like when you're pressing a button, like, it had been so easy in the past. Like, I mean, we were going from the first game that had shoulder buttons that I can remember, Super Nintendo. Like, okay, it's just like you press the button. Like, it's like any button you would press on any console from then until at this point. So like, when I was pressing in that trigger button, like, there's resistance where, like, you don't expect to. So you almost feel like you're not pressing it the right way, or you almost feel like maybe you're pressing, like, oh, that's as far as it goes, but you're like, you might be in the heat of the moment, like, and then it kind of like keeps going because you're squeezing. The
life out of it.
You're squeezing like your throttle in it. So it took a little bit getting used to it, and even still, like, swinging around with Spider-Man, like, his web swinging button is free. Like, you don't have any resistance, but the other shoulder button they use for various things, like there is some resistance every now and then in it.
Just to clarify, you're talking about the triggers, not the buttons.
Yeah, the triggers. Yes, I'm sorry. The back.
Yeah,
triggers.
so the R2 and L2.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking he was saying.
Yeah, so like, it's just a getting used to, but I don't think I would go back.
What is so the web swing button R2, right? R2.
And then L2 like slows things down. There's a few different, like, you kind of use it periodically, but you don't use it as much. So like, you're using it when you're kind of like web zipping around the city, it more often, or maybe I'm just pressing the wrong button, and that's where they're like, "Don't do that."
It should shock you or like prick your finger.
Gee. I'm looking forward to games that use a bow, like
Yeah, I think that'll be
Horizon.
the big test of
Right.
of it, which is Horizon is 2021
right
expected release.
or
Maybe,
like
yeah.
Allegedly.
a gun might be something different, or
Okay.
a driving game might be different.
Hey,
as
so
well.
Call of
Different
Duty.
types of guns.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say Call of Duty came out today, Friday, when we're recording this, but it not on PlayStation. It didn't. Not on PS5.
Okay.
Or did it? Hold on.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I thought so.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
we'll see. I can neither confirm nor deny because I'm not a Call of Duty bro. Chat saying that it did. All right. Cool.
Okay, so
So yeah, I think that's what I'll say about the controllers. Like it's really hard to explain until you're actually doing it, using them.
Yeah.
I think that gives you a pretty good overview of it. And people have been asking like, "Oh, what do you think? What do you think about the controller?" I'm like, "Well, it feels great. They extended the grips on each side.
It feels like an Xbox controller, right? Like it feels like you're.
I think it feels a lot like the Switch Pro controller, more so than that. The only thing I'll say is like the bottoms of each side, they're kind of flat, and maybe that's like to sit in certain stands, like. But it kind of like that part kind of weirds me out. I just wish it was like rounded smooth.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Because you can like, and I have pretty big hands. I have really big hands.
Jeez,
I know. So like you can feel it, and it kind of like there's a point almost on one end that like for me like that's digging into my pinkies, or like it almost to the point where like, I almost want to keep wrapping my hands around so I don't have to feel it because it's then flat along the front side sort of. So
That's also flat.
this is like it kind of
Interesting.
flattens out. It's like you
It's
can feel
flat-ish.
a ridge between the two plastics, and it's kind
Yeah.
of flat-ish. So you can tell it's a different piece. So it's almost like you want to like wrap your hands all the way around like this to hold it, but you can't. So like, or maybe I need to go the other way and hold it differently. It's just getting
Have you
used
tried
to
holding it upside down?
Yeah, it feels great that way. I like it. I like that they've extended it. It's just like I think you have to get used to. I've played with PlayStation 4 controllers for the majority,
Yeah.
for the most part, in the past 7 years. That's how
Yeah.
long. Like
Give or take, yeah.
just used to it. Like so, this would just take a little bit of getting used to it. I do appreciate that they've actually made the controller a little bigger for bigger hands. Like I had grabbed a PlayStation 3 controller. I was going to compare it on stream yesterday. Like my two fingers can go right here. Like my pinky's like not even there, but like with this one, like it actually all will fit.
Oh wow! Look at you with
Oh.
hands.
All three of them.
Sorry, this is a great
Glad to see
podcast,
you.
but you can't see me. I'll take a picture and put it online. But
Glad to see you have all your fingers.
they've made it for They made it for a bigger hand. I feel like, but not in a way that would be too much for someone with a smaller hand, if that makes sense.
I feel like that was the biggest concern with the controller going into this was that just they've tried to do a lot of different things. You remember when the PlayStation, I think it was the 3 or the 4 came out, and they had that boomerang idea for the controller.
Yeah, yeah.
And people were like, "We will burn Utica to the ground if you have that as the controller."
Yep.
But I think like Microsoft they found something with the controller style. They've just found something that works. And so Nintendo, when they made their Pro controller, they made it like that. And,
Yeah,
you know,
I
I
do
mean,
respect the fact that PlayStation has pretty much stuck with their same design
Mm-hmm.
with minor improvements. I don't want to talk too much about the controller. I will mention some of my woes that I've noticed.
Oh.
Overall, like I said, I love the machine. But while I was streaming, I kept running into the game freezing. And it wouldn't let me do anything except go back out to the main menu. I couldn't like select anything in game. Like
So
the
weird.
System froze. Like the game froze, but the system did not.
Did you try restarting it?
Yes, that's what I had to eventually do is just restart the entire thing, or like end the game and come back in, and it was fine.
yeah.
The sound kept dropping, and I'm saying all of this, not sure if something was happening between like my computer and
Yeah.
the PlayStation,
Yeah.
or if it was like it just seemed like there was too much to kind of like.
I think the Spider-Man freezing I don't think that had anything to do with the computer. I don't know how it could, because you were able to go back out into the menu and move around just fine. So
Very weird. But also there is that kind of like transition from past gen to current gen awkwardness, the teenager phase, like Assassin's Creed Unity.
People say like I always wait a year. I always wait a year after a new console. Like I don't. Like I've never had major bug issues with a console I've gotten. It just like I just trust that if there's something majorly wrong, I'll be like, "Hey, Mr. PlayStation, please take this trash out of my house and give me a new one, okay?" But like the game would freeze, the audio would completely cut out. Like either
cut out.
Yeah, like the chat wouldn't be able to hear the game, but they could hear me. So I'm wondering like how much like this we have to figure out like what PlayStation's doing with their audio versus like what's happening. It just like it was a little frustrating.
And a lot of other people had those audio issues, if we're being real. Like it wasn't just I was checking on the online and coming up with some of the same things.
Do you think it was mostly people streaming? Because then after streaming,
I don't know.
Okay, because I went out and played it just on my TV in the living room and like tried to like do anything and everything to see if it would do it again, and it didn't do it. And my kids played this morning, couldn't replicate. Like it just was fine, no worries at all. So that's where I'm like,
it might the audio might be a computer thing. Yeah, the audio might be computer, but the video, I don't think so. But other than that, I mean,
yeah,
great.
No other problems. Like it looks great, it feels great. The menus are.
You were talking about how you like the trophy system. It tells you how much time is left.
Yes, yeah. You can you can kind of like pause the game and see like what your current objective is, like what you're working on, how much time remaining it should take, average, how much progression you've had towards this certain element in the story. I really like that as a parent because like, hey, kids, like just you have 5 more minutes to turn your game off, and they can pull it up and be like, well, this says I have 7 minutes. Is it cool if I finish up? All right, go ahead. Or like, how much, did you just start it?
Or you say no.
Yeah.
Shut
Daddy
it down.
said.
Yeah. Like, are you in the middle of something? Well, let's see. Okay. You still have 45 minutes. Like, I'm not going to let you finish this. Like, let's save it now and like figure it out. And that's really enjoyable. I still have quite a bit more to like mess around with. Like, I played 8 hours on stream yesterday, but
My gosh.
part of that was like, we're messing with audio because it wasn't coming through. And
I think when you get on after this, Matt, I think that what you should do, and you don't have to, but I just tour the system. Like,
yeah, the thing is like, I don't know how much the HDCP, and that's a whole other thing. Like when you stream with a PlayStation, you have to turn off basically this capture device that's in it. That high definition
copyright protection.
Copyright protection. So that way I couldn't stream like Netflix.
Yeah,
so
it blocks some stuff.
It blocks some stuff. So you had to go in and turn it off before you can stream. Which I get why they're doing it, but it's really obnoxious, especially when I forget to do it. Bring everything back here, go to turn. I'm like, why the heck can I get the PlayStation turned up? Like, oh, because I didn't turn that off.
Yeah.
What do you think of like just the size of the console in general? Since people are like, oh, this thing is huge and it doesn't fit on my shelf the way I thought it would.
It is giant. But honestly, like comparing to the PlayStation 3, is it that much bigger? I don't think so. Like the first gen PlayStation 3, it is bigger, but it's not much bigger. If you're used to a PlayStation 4 Pro or a slim PS3, like yes, it is giant.
Just for scale, for people, this is a bonus, right? This is a big boon for you guys watching on Twitch. If you look behind Matt, that is the PlayStation 5. And if you look next to that, that is a computer tower. So like the, computer for scale. That is.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's.
Yeah. It's so freaking big.
Yeah, it looks clean though. Clean and fresh.
There are lights right here that go around blue. It's really cool. So that's my initial reactions and things I enjoy and not so much enjoy. I think it'll only get better though as time goes on.
We're gonna dive into. I mean, we're really gonna find the nooks and crannies of these systems. Real quick, we got a little bit of time left. I'll tell you about the Xbox. I don't have nearly as much to say about the Xbox. It just
you spent so much time with it though.
Well, and the things that I have to say about it are, it works.
Oh.
You turn the thing on and it does the thing. It's so lightning fast. We were talking
I
about
didn't
load
mention that.
times.
Yeah, that's the same with the PlayStation 4. Like really, from
The 5
load game to like playing, like it's 5 seconds. It's so fast.
Yeah, and like they both of the systems have kind of a similar like quick resume, function where you can hop right back in, which is great because we've probably all gotten used to that with the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So it's about time
luxury.
it comes to the big boy consoles. And so, I mean, playing Destiny, I'm not even kidding. Like I would be playing Destiny 2 on my Xbox One OG edition, and I would have to tell the people I'm playing with, hey, I'm loading in. I'll be there in about 1 Earth year, because that's how long it took me to get into the freaking game. Now, gone are the days of bathroom breaks or water or side stories.
You're jarring at the desk.
I'm serious, man. This freaking system should have came with a catheter. Like it's. I used to even like running through one of the main common areas, the tower. You would get caught in load screens moving from area to area, and now I'm just running straight through, and it's so lightning fast. It's so butter smooth. Quality of life improvements, like just changing my gear. I used to not be able to change my gear in the middle of a fight. And that's like, I've got the wrong weapon on. I need a rocket launcher. It would be like, hey, I'm going to go hide and hope nothing kills me in the minute and a half it takes me to change to a rocket launcher. And now, button, press, gone, done. I'm back in. Like everything is so fast and it looks gorgeous. The ray tracing on these machines is stupid. It's gorgeous. You might not even notice that you didn't have it on an old console until you see it on the new one. And immediately I was like, hold up. Like I launched into the very first place and the light from the sun was coming in on one of my guns. And I just sat there looking, letting the light hit my gun for like a minute and a half, which is riveting content. But for me, and Matt, you were doing the same thing. We had a lot of the same reactions, just going, oh.
Yeah, like with Spider-Man, like even like looking in the buildings, like at the reflection of the other buildings, you're like, why does this freaking look so good? Like it's stupid. Long gone, and that's the thing. The PlayStation 2 days where it's grayed out windows.
No, like you can see their thoughts through the window. Like it really is. It's so gorgeous. Again, the menu structure. It's not that it sucks because it doesn't. It's just I already had it. Now I can use it, which is cool. But there's nothing really big to write home about there. I think that they're going to play catch up with PlayStation. I think they're going to have to.
Oh, I'm sure there's some like back and forth that will happen.
Yeah, just have to.
Yeah.
Did you see on Twitter there was a tweet from Xbox congratulating PlayStation and like retweeting them and congratulating them on the launch? I looked at PlayStation's Twitter feed. Nothing.
Dude,
like,
PlayStation.
Don't be rude. Be like, at least be like cordial, like someone's.
Hey, so just to be fair, okay, like Matt getting a PlayStation 5 and me getting an Xbox, these are not fanboy things.
No.
Okay. It's like we want to do coverage. There really was no point in Matt getting both and me getting both.
No.
So we just went with the ones that eventually, yes. But like for launch, we went with the ones that we were comfortable with, that we had a community on and all sorts of stuff. And so like Matt really likes those kinds of games that the PlayStation has. And I really like the community that the Xbox has. And so it just kind of made sense.
Eventually I will get a PS5. The day is not today.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very busy right now with Assassin's Creed.
You're
Valhalla.
very busy. Very busy.
I don't have time for a new.
Real quick, that's my number one gripe with both systems. There's not a huge reason to get them.
What do you mean?
I mean exactly the words that came out of my mouth.
Not yet. I mean, if you want beautiful graphics, go for
you
it.
You can get an Xbox One X. Not a Series X, but the One X. Or you could even get a Series S and be just fine. You don't need the One X. You don't need it. It's a luxury item.
PS4 Pro.
or PS4 Pro. Like that's what I was going to say on the PlayStation side. I think it was IGN or Gamescom or somebody. They had a breakdown of Spider Guy, Miles Morales, and it's like,
it's minimal.
I think I'll be fine. They even showed it back on the PS4.
Yeah, it's
old and busted.
You can tell the differences, like somewhat, but barely. Like you really, and especially if you're not playing on a 4K TV, you won't.
Yeah,
you won't know.
And I mean, honestly, somebody just said it in the chat here on Twitch. No launch title exclusives.
That is true. If Horizon Zero Dawn, the new one, was coming to PS5 on launch, probably would have gotten it at launch for me personally. But
if Spider-Man was PS5 only, that we would have been having a different conversation right now, even as a DLC. But it's not. Valhalla is not. I mean, like all of these systems, these companies. There was not this entire launch. I'm just gonna say it was kind of a cluster. Like,
yeah, there was
some stuff coming out on Tuesday, stuff coming out on Wednesday, stuff coming out on Thursday,
rushed it out.
Stuff coming out today on Friday. Like Call of Duty coming out today makes absolutely no sense.
Well, you want to play Spider-Man?
No sense
first.
whatsoever. They don't care. Like. So for me, like it just kind of fell, and Cyberpunk getting pushed and like all sorts of stuff. Everybody's trying to get out for the holidays. I get it, but here's the deal. I think that the console for me, since I had an OG Xbox, was a massive upgrade. I think Matt, your PlayStation 5 was a massive upgrade from your PlayStation 4. So I think you and I got the most out of these upgrades. Yeah, I'm a little infuriated by that actually.
Yeah, barely hear it.
But I saw people that were like, oh, yeah, I've got the PS4 Pro. I can't wait to get the PS5. Or I've got the Xbox Series X, or Xbox One X. That's going to throw me forever. The Xbox One X, I have that. I'm getting the Xbox Series X. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't get it, man.
Fun.
So.
Got a lot of doll hairs to throw around.
Maybe that's it. And I'm just a little salty. But. Hey, anyway, those are our initial thoughts. I will say this: the controller is better for the Xbox Series X. It's more clickety clackety. The D-pad, it's choice. But I don't think it's nearly the improvement that the PlayStation 5 controller is over the DualShock 4. So. All that to say, if you got the system, we want to know. Hit us up on Twitter at FreePlayPodcast. Let us know what you think. Do you want to get it? And hey, if you want an Xbox Series X, all you got to do is sub on this here Twitch channel and hit !dibs in the Twitch chat before December the 1st, 2020. And boom, you're entered to win. So sub only giveaway. We want to give back to you and just let you know that, hey, we love you. And so does Jesus. And we can prove it with one Xbox. So
one Xbox, please.
One Xbox, please. Well, hey, we're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we have got a story to close out with, and we're going to answer one of your questions here on the Free Play Podcast.
This is Mo from the Back Row Morning Show, and I've got your 5 random facts. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. The lead singer of The Offspring started attending school for his doctorate in molecular biology while still in the band. He graduated in May 2017. The world's largest grand piano was built by a 15-year-old in New Zealand. There are more Lego mini figures than there are people on Earth. And people who post their fitness routine on Facebook are more likely to have psychological problems. For more random facts and hilarious nonsense, tune in to the Back Row Morning Show Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central with an encore at 9.
Welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. And to close out the show today, we're going to answer one of the hard-hitting listener questions, viewer questions here from Twitch. Our good buddy, Andy Protagas, he asks the question that everybody wants to know, but nobody's really. I
haven't slept.
They're not. They just
clamoring to ask.
They don't got the gumption. They don't got the chutzpah to ask it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And he asked, and Kate, I'm going to try and get this good because you didn't write it down.
Oh, I wrote it down on my phone. I thought I was going.
Oh, okay. Read it out loud.
Do crabs think fish are flying? That's the hard-hitting question of the day.
That's so good. I don't know how to answer that question. Probably.
I'll answer it. I'll
Okay, go
answer
ahead.
it. I think that first you have to take a step back and look at the crab's world, right? What is the crab's sky? What does the crab see above it? Water. Doesn't know that there's another sky above that one. So when
Unless
it looks
unless they go out of the water.
Unless
which
they go out of the
crabs
water.
can do.
Right,
yeah, but by
that's-
then it's too late in a lot of. Oh shoot, you're right.
This is me just poking holes.
Oh dang it! Then I don't know. I don't know. Then.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know.
no because they're always in the ground anyways. So it's gonna be. I don't know. I think they're afraid of birds. I think they're afraid of birds because birds will eat them, right? Little baby
More
crabs.
afraid of birds than fish.
Yes.
But that wasn't the question. The question
So
wasn't
birds
they think
fly.
that they're birds.
Fish are friends.
Swimming. Okay. Yeah, I
Friends,
see
not
that.
food. Yeah.
I see that. I think I agree with you, Matt. I agree
you.
on this.
Kate, I knew you
this,
would.
This viewpoint of it because it is true. They are always on the ground.
I absolutely
So-
100% think that crabs think fish are flying. You have to.
Then what are birds doing?
Flying is more flying.
Oh, flying as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Air flying.
Nah, pass.
Pass.
Pass?
Pass is not how it works.
Sorry, I did it.
Okay. Well, so that's one yes and two no's. And we all know that my vote counts for 3. So it is the Free Play Podcast believes that crabs think that
Do
birds are flying.
not think
Crabs thinks that fish are flying.
that
Yep.
fish are flying.
Yes or no?
do.
No.
We both do and we don't. Yes.
I don't know. This is a really hard question.
No, it's not.
It is. It's like
Crabs
The more
don't
you
think
think
about,
about
They
it,
eat. Okay, they
the
eat.
more possibilities.
No, crabs get eat.
That's true.
Well, hey, you let us know. Let us know on Twitter at Free Play Podcast. Do you think that crabs think that birds could? No, birds do fly.
Yeah, birds fly.
are not in the equation.
That fish fly. Well,
Yes.
Kate will write it down.
Well, yeah, we'll do a poll. So all you have to do
Yeah.
is click yes or no. What you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. Please. Do
That's
you like
better.
me? Check
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
or no.
hey, follow us.
We'll do
there,
that.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've been posting some good stuff. Yesterday I posted a bunch of corn dogs in a bathtub. So you're gonna wanna follow
Delicious.
that.
I can really.
I
go
just
for a
wanna
corn dog
say-
right now.
I don't want one of those corn dogs.
Oh, I'd take one off the
There
top.
ain't no way.
Off the top.
No.
Never.
Especially at the
I
top.
would never.
No, that's where all the germs land.
No.
I would never. Are you kidding
Hey,
me?
Kate. Speaking of the fish of the air, you solved a bird murder.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I talked about how there'd been birds being murdered on the property behind my house. Well, it was getting to be out of control. Like there were like 15 smashed up birds
Excuse me.
back
Have
there.
you seen anything suspicious around here?
Well, that's what I went out to do my investigation after we did that podcast that one day.
Yeah.
I had gloves, I had a tape measure, I had
Good.
special glasses to protect in case I needed to do an on-scene autopsy, which I did not.
Well, good.
I didn't solve the murder then, but later, Stephen and I noticed there's a new bird back there, and not just a normal bird, like some kind of bird of prey. I don't know what it is. I can't tell what it
raptor.
is. It's white and black, and it's been harassing and bullying a bunch of the birds and killing them, and I've seen it. So that's
Kind of
the
marks
culprit.
territory. With dead
That's
bodies.
the culprit. It swam over me.
See? Do you see?
It flew over me today
Osprey,
and looked
yeah.
at me, and I'm like,
I'm gonna try for the rest of my life to talk about the birds swimming in the air. That's
yeah,
gonna be
this bird swims in the air and kills other birds. So I feel good that we discovered the murderer. I told Steven's boss about it, pointed out the bird.
and
He was really interested.
was he?
Actually,
Kate?
he was. He wants me to go out and photograph it. The murderer.
Oh, okay. Well, did you ask him did you ask him to pay you and give me a rate?
No, but he
Yeah,
said I could
bird
use his
watching
really
anonymous.
fancy telephoto lens that's like twice the power
Yeah,
of
okay.
mine.
Yeah,
so.
do that. Yeah, do that then.
No, I wanted an
wanna
interview
see
with
him.
this bird.
I want to see the bird.
Yeah.
Find him.
I need an interview to say, why did you do it? Tell us, why did you do it?
Tell the
Absolutely.
bird.
So that's it. We, solved it. There's a next
I'm proud
mystery
of
is
you.
what the bird
I'm proud of
is.
you.
Maybe it's
I'm
an
so proud.
osprey. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, it's in wingspan. And like the picture.
Oh, is it?
The picture on the card is just like the back of your house and a bunch of dead birds.
Bird killer, yeah.
Yeah, with their like. So I mean, no birds are going to be saved from my revelation.
Like Matt's chickens.
No birds will be saved, but I know who's doing it.
Well, good luck.
Is that all you wanted? Was just to know?
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything
Watch
about
out
it.
for your chickens.
What am I going to do? Shoot it?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
Feed
It's
it.
just fine. It's leaving my chickens alone. It's busy with the other birds.
For now.
Good.
Wait and just
For
wait
now,
till it's
if
bored.
it comes in the yard, Steven will handle
Shoot
it.
it. Shoot.
No.
Get. Come on, get.
The power BB gun.
Go back to your kind.
We'll get the power BB gun. So
No, you
this
need
has
a
been
pellet gun, at least.
this has been an episode about birds from top to bottom.
Talk about birds
can't wait.
a lot, actually.
Birds and flying.
What's up, birds?
What's up, birds?
Well, hey, I think that's going to about do it for us here on the Free Play Podcast, episode 109 here in season 3. Be sure to check us out on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, radio.com, LTN Radio. Find that online at ltnonair.com. Anywhere else that you find podcasts, just let's
Sorry
go.
about that.
Anywhere except for I don't know.
Except for
Just
that one
anywhere.
spot, right?
Except that
That-
one
that's what I
spot.
meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Also, if you're not a part of our Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, please just go ahead and do that. Get on the old Book of Faces and you can search for Love Thy Nerd. We're going to have 2 things pop up for you. Our community, request to join that. Just got to answer one question. What's up, nerd? With like anything. And then the robots will let you in. And also, we've got a Discord server. So make sure you get in on that as well. ! Discord if you're watching on Twitch or lovethynerd.com/Discord. We'd love to hang out with you there as well. We'd also like you to like us, follow us, all the good
I
stuff
like
on
you.
Facebook. Aw, thanks, man. Aw, thanks, bud.
I have no comment.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would expect nothing less. And you can also check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Love Thy Nerd as well. And be sure, as always, to follow the Free Play Podcast on Twitter at Free Play Podcast. Once again, I'm Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Matt Warmbier.
I'm Kate Katawaki.
And for our cut man, Jonathan Clausen, we'll catch you next week. And remember, if no one else tells you, I promise it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot.